enormous changes to how we do everything in the next 12 years, global average temperatures could increase by 8 degrees Fahrenheit by the end of the century. Extreme weather will become more common, and more people and animals will die. But if we do change our course now, if we are brave and stand up for our rights in the future, my friends and I will sit with our great-grandchildren and tell them the tale of how we, the children, saved the planet back in 2019. First, let's take a trip back, but only a trip back through the last 4 weeks. A study published by Rutgers University just 2 weeks ago in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences warned that within 81 years, major coastal cities could be under 7.5 feet of water. That would be displacing almost 200 million people. On May 14th, the Arctic Circle hit 84 degrees as the greenhouse gas carbon dioxide reached its highest level in human history. That part of the Arctic should be 54 degrees in May, not 84. The week before that, scientists announced that the Antarctic's second largest colony of emperor penguins has collapsed. So, guess what the Trump administration said about sea level rise and all that? They said that the quickly melting sea ice in the Arctic is a good thing since it creates new opportunities for trade. So, what's really going on here? We are going to need to learn some real science. Scientists agree that the planet's average surface temperature has risen about 2 degrees Fahrenheit in the last century because of increased carbon dioxide from humans. But things are getting worse, and fast. Most of the planet's warming occurred in our parents' lifetimes, and the 5 warmest years on record happened in the past 5 years. This graphic shows the Arctic sea ice is melting away, and it doesn't even include the past 5 years. Because of climate change, ocean waters are already 30% more acidic. Millions of sea animals, like this olive-ridley sea turtle, are dying. From the savannas of Africa to the rainforests of South America, 20% or more of plant and animal life has already been destroyed by climate change. And scientists have said that the loss will accelerate as the planet warms. These are species that we can never get back. But if you think that this is all about animals, you're wrong. Wild bees and insects put $500 billion worth of crops at risk, which puts humans at risk of famine. The destruction of mangrove forests and coral reefs along the coast puts another 300 million people at risk of floods that can destroy their communities. Even human habitats are at extreme risk. This is a picture of the devastating fires in California this fall. Climate change means more droughts and fires like this one. People all across the planet are dealing with this severe weather and the destruction of water and food supplies, all of which will cause forced migration, wars, and diseases. In the New Yorker last week, writer Bill McKibben said the iron law of climate change is the less that you do to cause climate change, the more you suffer from it. So when the major cities flood, rich people, like many of us, will just build a new mansion somewhere else and keep driving their huge polluting cars. Well, everyone else is left to suffer the consequences of these selfish choices. That is not fair, and it's pushing us towards a climate catastrophe. Okay, let me boil this down for you. Humans have warmed the planet by about 1 degree Celsius, which is about 2 degrees Fahrenheit. And if we hit 2 degrees Celsius of warming, we might have a climate catastrophe. That's why climate activists say 1.5 to stay alive.
1.5 to stay alive.
If we don't change the way we live, when the 5th graders here are 92, many of us may see the end of civilization as we know it. That is, unless we stop climate change now. There are things you can do to help. You can ask your parents to wash your clothes in cold water instead of hot water. You can switch to green energy at home. My family switched to 100% renewable wind energy, and you should too. Also, talk to your parents about buying a fuel-efficient car instead of those gas-guzzling gigantic pollution machines. Little changes can make a difference. I realized last week that the toilet paper my family was using was made from the ancient boreal forests of Canada. These trees are hundreds of years old, and those forests can absorb more carbon than the tropical forests. And we were just flushing down the toilet like poop. This is the toilet paper you should use. You can also help by not eating meat, like hamburger or steak. Beef is very bad for the environment because it's made from cows, and they're like carb-making machines. So when it comes to dinner, I say the fewer legs, the better. If you eat beef now, try chicken. If you eat chicken, try fish. And if you eat fish, switch to a plant-based diet and try tofu. Yes, our situation is dire, but there are reasons for hope. 195 countries signed the Paris Agreement to keep the rise in global temperature under 2 degrees Celsius. But our president is planning to take us out of the Paris Agreement on November 4th of 2020. That is the day after the 2020 presidential election. And kids don't even know what this means for their futures and their great-grandchildren, because our schools don't teach the science of climate change. But what if we teach ourselves the science? What if kids like us are the heroes of a brave rebellion to save our planet and our futures? What if we demand that our government gets us to zero carbon emissions by 2050? That would be the largest peacetime mobilization ever in this country's history. And it would cost the United States about $15 million to build a low-carbon electricity grid, build a net zero emissions transportation system, and make every building energy efficient. It's a lot of money, but millions of workers would be employed in good-paying jobs, because we need millions of workers to upgrade our transportation systems, build low-carbon electricity grid, and make every building energy. There are some folks in the Congress talking about this right now, like the people who are working on the Green New Deal. So it's time to pull our chair up to the table and make our voices be heard. We are at a tipping point in the story of civilization, and we have got 12 years to save ourselves from a massive global event. So what are you going to do? Kids from Stockholm, Sweden, to Sydney, Australia, to Seoul, South Korea, to Cape Town, South Africa are participating in walkouts on Fridays all across the world. Since walkouts are not allowed in elementary schools and FCPS, I invented the walk-in. Our walk-ins are part of a long tradition of people who put their voices together to be heard. So come to our walk-in tomorrow, and come next week, and keep it up in middle school too. So, I have 3 requests for you. First, get educated about climate change. When you start looking, you will be horrified about how bad it is. Second, decrease your carbon footprint by changing how you live and what you buy. Third, find a climate change group to work with, because our voices are stronger together. Our walk-ins are part of Fridays for the Future and the Sunrise Movement, which are both run by kids like us. Our generation is the largest that this country has ever seen. Never forget how powerful our generation is. We must fight for each other and our Earth, not wait for older people to do it for us. They created this problem, and they're not going to fix it, so we must. If we stick together in demanding generational justice, if we stick together in listening to the voices that usually get ignored, if we stick together in walkouts and protests, we will change change the world. Are you in?
Yes, I'm in.
When our Earth is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! When our Earth is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
No more coal, no more oil. Keep our carbon in the soil. No more coal, no more oil.
Keep our carbon in the soil.
2, 4, 6, 8. Save our Earth,
It's not too late.
2, 4, 6, 8.
Save our Earth, it's not too late.
Woo!